Hi, everyone. It's Ashley Bernardi, CEO of Nardi Media. I am so excited to be here today and introduce to you an amazing Nardi Media client, Dr. Mary Anderson. She is author of the forthcoming new book, The Happy High Achiever, and you are going to love this book. If you can relate to this, are you an ambitious, high achieving person? This could be that you're a business owner, a career person, or just you are someone that maybe perhaps suffers from perfectionism. I have got you're going to have all the tips today from Dr. Mary Anderson. Hi, Nicole. I think this is Jackie on. This is awesome. And here's Dr. Mary. Okay, we are going to have such a great conversation. I'm going to see if I can get today. Give it a second. We'll stand by and fingers crossed. While we're waiting, I just want to share Dr. Mary Anderson's book, The Happy High Achiever, is amazing and it comes out in 2 weeks. We did it! The internet gods are being kind to us. Hey, Dr. Ray, it's great to see you.
Hello, Ashley. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so excited to see you and all the followers out there. Hello to everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. And yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We want to hear from you. If you've got questions for Dr. A, I want you to answer. I want you to ask them because Dr. A, I hope you don't mind answering. I'm gonna ask some questions to you, but I would love to get everybody else in here to ask questions too.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Okay, so I know your book. I've been talking about your book, The Happy High Achiever. It comes out in less than 2 weeks now. Can you hold it up for us?
Yes.
Because I know you just got finished copies in, and I first want to say congratulations. Tell us, tell us what this book is about and who it's for.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you. I'm excited to. So this is the finished book. I'm so excited. So The Happy High Achiever is my book. So The Happy High Achiever is a practical guide detailing 8 essential principles to help ambitious people reduce their stress and anxiety and enjoy both happiness and high achievement. And it's based on my work as a clinical psychologist for well over a decade now, helping high achieving patients like successful business professionals, doctors, lawyers, and grad students.
Amazing. So basically everyone needs this book. That's what I can say. Because I have read it and we have worked together and I've had so many like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So we're gonna go through a lot of the book. But I'm curious for you. Tell me, like, let's go from the beginning. Like, what was your motivation? Like, you've seen that you identified a problem and you decided to write about it. But like, what was that like calling or whisper that this book needed to be written?
Absolutely. Fantastic question. Thank you so much. What really motivated me was seeing patients who I work in Boston and the financial district, and I would have these brilliant patients coming in, ambitious, hardworking, goal-oriented, high-achieving patients. And then they would come into my office and sit on my couch and really candidly and courageously describe struggling with
Yeah.
chronic stress and anxiety and self-doubt, worry, perfectionism, a lot of perfectionism, burnout. And what I found is I kept teaching the same skills and strategies. And I use cognitive behavioral therapy. So, cognitive behavioral therapy, also known as CBT, is an empirically supported treatment for anxiety and depression. So, I would teach specific CBT skills over and over. And I thought, efficiency loving lady that I am, I thought there must be a book that I could recommend that was really specifically tailored for high achievers who were struggling with anxiety and chronic stress, who could benefit from optimizing their thoughts, their self-talk, how they talk themselves, and their behavior. So things like self-care. And honestly, Ashley, I found there just really wasn't anything out there that targeted ambitious people who have jam-packed schedules, as we know, who needed specific, concrete, actionable science-based strategies that were really bespoke for them, that really were made for them. So I knew I had to take up the task and write the book so that my patients and so many more people would have those strategies at the ready so they could transform their lives for the better and they could feel and be their best.
I I love it. And I am so glad that you wrote this book because it is a message so many people need to hear. I think especially right now. I mean, it is September is self-improvement month. So what a great time to be talking about this. So one thing that I did want to touch on, you talk a lot about self-talk. This is something I personally struggle with as a business owner. And what's interesting is that externally, I like criticism and feedback. I take it fine externally. I'm like, great, thanks so much. I'll make that correction, or I made that mistake. But internally, I'm like, Ashley, you're such an idiot. How didn't you see that? What a mistake. And so, and I know I'm not alone. So tell us about self-talk and
Yes.
how we can just talk to ourselves better, even when we do put on that brave face, like, sure, we're great. But internally, you're like falling apart.
Yes. This is so important, Ashley. You're so right on, where even if externally we're, appearing unflappable, as high achievers often, strive to do, internally, it really matters how we're talking to ourselves. So self-talk, our thoughts, that internal monologue, directly impact our feelings, and they impact our behavior. So thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all directly impact each other. And so it's really important to know what you're telling yourself. If after, you make a mistake, which we all will, because we're human, right? But we don't like it as high achievers, but they're inevitable, right? So if we make a mistake or don't do something as, well as we wish we could have, what we say to ourselves in that moment is so important, because that's going to directly impact how we feel. If it's something that makes us more anxious, or if we're like, okay, let's just use it to learn from, and it's going to impact how we move forward. So often, just something really concrete I encourage my patients to think about is, would you say it to a friend?
Yeah.
Right? So that thing, some, a typo in an email, or you forget to do something, or again, just some flaw, fumble, or mistake. Would you look at your friend and be like, oh, how could you? You should have known better. That's awful. You're incompetent. Would we ever say that to a friend?
No.
No.
I wouldn't. That's right.
Right. So in a really basic way, just turning that, compassion that we would have for others towards ourselves is so important, because that's what's going to help us buoy our confidence. If we're talking to ourselves in a really negative way, a really unhelpful way, where we're saying, I should have known better, I'm so stupid, that's going to erode our feelings of self-confidence. And is that going to help us behaviorally? No, we're not going to be as likely to be able to show up as our best. So really remembering that our self-talk directs behavior. So if you want to be a happy, high-achieving person that's feeling good and is productive and creative and innovative and resilient, our thoughts, our self-talk become crucial to pay attention to raise our awareness and take action to optimize those, so that we really can feel and be our best.
Okay, awesome. For everyone who's here now or who's joining later, self-talk, guys, remember, this impacts everything, like from a physical, scientific level. So speak to yourself as if you're speaking to your friend. I love that advice so much. Another question, and I think this is book related, but it just came to me. Because you've been doing this for so long now and supporting ambitious high achievers, I'm curious if you've seen any shifts or trends into what is really bothering high achievers or making them suffer now. Maybe it's still self-talk, but is there something that stands out to you as a clinician?
Absolutely. So Ashley, you hit on such an important one, which is this trend I'm seeing of perfectionism, just exponentially. Yes. So I don't know if it resonates with you, but perfectionism,
Totally.
yes, so many people are trying to be perfect. And what it is often I'm seeing that people are tying their self-worth to their achievements, appearance, and performance. And so it really ratchets up the anxiety and stress, because they're terrified of making any mistake.
That's right.
So, yeah, something I often say is that perfectionism is the Achilles heel of the ambitious, because it actually limits us. When high achievers strive for perfection, it actually limits them.
I can totally see that. I am a recovering perfectionist. I'm still, and I think that comes back to like when I make mistakes, because that
Mm-hmm.
happens because we're human.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the self-talk comes in, and it's like that inner perfectionist that's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Come on, Ashley, get it together." Like,
Mm-hmm.
and blaming ourselves. So I think that's something that so many of us can relate to. Okay, I definitely want to make sure we talk
Okay.
about two more things
Okay.
today.
Absolutely.
I want to talk about self-care, because
Yes.
this is one you and I have talked about one-on-one a lot. And your self acronym has been a game changer for me. I'm
Uh,
hoping you'd be willing to share it with our audience and just talk to us about self-care in general, because you hear a lot about self-care, but I think there's a lot of misconceptions around it as well. So just tell us like your general thoughts on it, and I'd love for
yes.
you to share taking us through self.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I love talking about self care. It's so important. And especially September, we're transitioning from kind of the easier days of summer to kind of the more jam-packed days
Mm-hmm.
of fall, more, professional and personal demands on our time. So self-care becomes imperative. What self-care really is, it's not, I like to debunk the myth about self-care. Often people think it means that we need to take 2-hour-long bubble
Right.
baths or week-long meditation retreats. We don't have time for that typically as high achievers. Those are great if you have time for them, but we need things that are actionable within busy schedules.
That's right.
And so absolutely, right, things we can actually do and fit into an already busy schedule. So when I talk about self-care, what I really mean is just taking good care of yourself on a regular basis. And so to be able to streamline that for my ambitious high achieving patients who already are feeling overwhelmed and just overextended schedules, I knew if I went to patients who already felt overwhelmed and overextended, now we're going to ask you to do complicated, lengthy self-care things.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to be able to do that? No. So I streamlined it with an acronym, SELF. And those are the 4 fundamental self-care activities that are science-based. So the best bang for your buck, that if you're going to allocate your time and energy towards something to take care of yourself, these are the 4 to remember. Okay, let me run through them
Love
really
it.
quickly for you. Okay, S is sleep. And we
Mm-hmm.
know what it feels like when we haven't had a good night's sleep, right? We're just not as productive. It's harder to think clearly. And research has shown that chronic lack of rest does unfortunately negatively impact memory, attention, concentration. And conversely, good sleep improves productivity and problem solving skills and mood. So, what we're aiming here is for 7 hours of sleep a night. So, at least 7 hours of sleep a night becomes really important for high achievers to target. That means making sure that you get into bed to allow for that 7 hours of sleep. Ease exercise. And I think we all know the importance of physical
Oh
activity,
yeah.
but keeping it really doable. With self care, I say keep self care doable so we keep on doing it. And
I
what
love
I'm finding, yes, right now with summer now transitioning into fall, tell me if this resonates, Ashley, but summertime, people had a little more free
it.
time.
Yeah.
They were like, Dr. A, I was doing good with my routine. And now they're finding it more challenging to fit in the exercise.
Totally resonate. Haven't been to yoga class since the kids went back to school. Like, yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then and just like we were talking about before with that perfectionistic thinking we call all or nothing, they're like, well, look, now I'm not doing enough. And they really start getting self-critical where their self-talk. So I'm working with people on staying flexible. And if you haven't been able to get to yoga class because the kids are, back in school and there's a lot of, reasons that you have to like maybe go to open houses at the school or
Oh yeah.
packing lunches and whatnot. Could you do yoga maybe in your office for even if it's 5-10 minutes by
Mm-hmm.
yourself, in the morning or at night once the kiddos are in bed. So finding ways to honor exercise. It's so important for stress
I
management.
love
It
Love
really is.
that so much. I gotta
Yeah.
say, for exercise, like instead of yoga, what I've been doing is running for 12 minutes
There you go.
up and down my driveway. And you know what? This week, that's all I've been able to do. But I get a mile in, so why not, right? So yay, I love that. Okay, so what
That's
are we on?
fantastic.
Yeah, thank
See?
you.
Yes.
SEL.
And
Okay.
L is look forward. And that means plan at least one pleasant activity to look forward to each week. Because often when we're so busy and we're ambitious, we want to achieve our goals. we forget to make time to actually have pleasant activities to look forward to. And why is that important? It actually provides a powerful mood boost, just having something to look forward to. So the example I often give is just like when you have a vacation plan, just knowing you get to go to Hawaii or, you know, whatever tropical or wonderful location that you have to look forward to, it boosts your mood. Just thinking about Hawaii can boost your mood, even if you're not there. Well, here's the thing. Can we go on vacation every week? No. So we have to find doable ways to plan an unpleasant activity. That could mean planning a meetup with a friend later in the week, or it could mean something like, okay, on Friday, I'm going to order my favorite takeout for dinner, or tonight I'm going to make sure that at the end of the day, I'm going to watch at least one episode of, you know, my favorite Netflix TV show I have queued up. So really planning at least one pleasant activity to look forward to. So that's the L. And then the F is fuel. And fuel means we have to fuel our mind and body well. So
That's right.
Hydration, nutrition, and also finding ways to secure pockets or moments of quiet in the day. And that's something, especially in the fall season that's so busy, can feel hard to do. So I really just encourage people, again, keep it doable, even if it means 3 deep breaths during the day at your desk between meetings, or, you know, as you're going to your next activity, doing that deep breathing, finding ways to practice meditation, go on the Calm app, do journaling, even if it's just walking outside and not scrolling on your phone for even just a minute or two. It really will help rest and recharge you. And that's so important to fuel your mind in that way. So that's the SELF: sleep, exercise, look forward, and fuel.
I love it. And I gotta say, I have a feeling you're looking forward to your book launch coming up. I'm so excited. On September 24th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Amazing.
so excited.
I'm so excited. Okay, I
24th.
have one more question for you. And anyone who's on, feel free. We've got Dr. Mary Anderson here. She's author of The Happy High Achiever. It comes out September 24th. Ask your questions. I'll make sure we get them answered. This is a really important one, Dr. A. I know you love to talk about gratitude. Where does gratitude fit into high achievers? Because sometimes we don't have time to stop and be thankful. I'm going to be honest. And where does gratitude fit in with perfectionism? So just tell us why you're so excited about gratitude.
You know me. I love gratitude. I truly believe gratitude is rocket fuel for your success. And why that is this gratitude myth, I call it, that I have to debunk. So we're often socialized to believe that first we have to be successful. And then once we're successful, we'll be happy. And then once we're happy, then we'll be grateful. But it's entirely backward. Actually, what gratitude is just intentionally focusing on what is good or meaningful or valuable in our lives. So that doesn't mean toxic positivity. You never have to paste a fake smile on your face when you're suffering. You can absolutely acknowledge what's hard. It's just taking a moment to recognize and appreciate what is good or valuable or meaningful. And what that does, we know from research, it helps decrease cortisol, stress hormone levels, boosts mood. There's so many benefits to gratitude. It can really help us feel happier. And what we know from abundant research about happiness is happiness absolutely fuels success. So they've shown through research that when you're happier, you're much more likely to be productive, resilient, creative, and collaborate better with colleagues. So really, it's that when you're grateful, it can help you feel happier. And when you feel happier, behaviorally, you'll be more successful, productive. And that's really the equation that I love to help teach. So what that means is make it doable. Just like self-care, we got to keep gratitude doable. When we're in a hard moment, to be able to say, okay, what is going okay? What is still something that I value or is meaningful? For me, what I do to keep it doable is I make sure I just say thank you to people in my daily life. And also I do a gratitude journal. So I write down 5 things before I go to sleep. I'm old school, so I have a journal and a pen, and I write down 5 things. So you definitely get top spot in my gratitude journal tonight, Ashley.
Oh, Dr. A, same here.
Yeah, so that's how I keep it doable, because we're busy. If you can't write down 5 things, fine. Write down 3 things. Keep it doable. But it's such a wonderful way to be focusing on something good and positive right before you slide off to sleep. I really find that it helps me sleep better. And what a wonderful way to close out a day by just really appreciating things that did go well and focusing on those things.
I love that so much. And it's something I'm even trying to teach my kids too. Like this morning before school, my youngest and I actually filled out what like she was grateful for, and just to get her started on the day. So it's like kids, adults, everyone can benefit from this,
Mm-hmm.
and science proves it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dr. A, you've been so generous with your time, and I know I'm just so grateful and so excited that the book's coming out. And we've been working together
Yes.
on getting this book out to the world. I'd love for you to share like what that experience has been like for you to have us on your team.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're just amazing, Ashley, and your whole entire team. Blaine, Nicole, shout out to everyone. You all have
Aww.
just been so wonderful in helping me spread the word in so many various ways, finding opportunities where I can spread the word about my book. So on podcasts and other opportunities, I'm excited for TV opportunities coming up.
Yay!
It's amazing that you've secured different opportunities where people, just not just people in Boston, but outside of Massachusetts and really all around the country are now going to be learning about the Happy High Achiever. So I'm just so excited and so grateful to you, truly, for everything that you've done to help me get this book out into the world and into people's hands, because that's really my goal. My goal is for people to read this, to feel valued and inspired, to inspire people, to motivate them to take action. It's by taking action and putting these science-based strategies into action that they'll really benefit from them, and they can start feeling and being their best in the world, really the best versions of themselves. That's what the Happy High Achiever is all about.
And as a full endorser of this book, that is exactly what it will do for people. It's a game changer, life-changing book. And Dr. A, I am so grateful you listened to your calling and that inner knowing to like go and get this amazing book written. So I would love for you to share with everyone here, where can we support you? Where can we go to learn more about you and to get the book?
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. Absolutely. I want to stay connected with everyone. So my website is www.maryandersonphd.com. So that's MaryanDersonPhD.com. That's my website. You'll find a lot of resources there and links to be able to pre-order the book. Again, it comes out on September 24th. I'm so excited. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Dr._Mary Anderson. So Dr._MaryAnderson. Please, everyone, stay connected. I would love to hear from everyone.
Amazing. And for everyone that's out there that's going to support Dr. A, I'm going to take it even a step further and say, when you do purchase her book, leave a review, because author reviews help get the book into the hands of people who need it most. And so if you are a fan of books, and you will be a fan of Dr. A's when you read it, absolutely leave a review, because that is going to help get that her book, The Happy High Achiever, into the right hands. So Dr. A, what is your, like, I would love to give you the final parting word here. For folks who are just tuning in today and they're like, I am so freaking overwhelmed. Where do you want them to start right now? Give them a piece of homework and a takeaway for today.
Okay. I think a nice concrete strategy I'll give right now, because we know deep breathing helps calm the nervous system. So this is truly what I do. If someone walked into my office and said, Dr. A, I'm so overwhelmed, there's so much going on, I have a variety of strategies that I help them with, and they're in my book, The Happy High Achiever, and I'm also going to be posting them online. I'm now blogging for Psychology Today, so another thing that you can see online with my strategies. But where I start is just helping them be able to calm their nervous system, to be able to start reducing that cortisol, that stress hormone level, so that we can then work on their self-talk and game planning, self-care strategy for the rest of their day. So what I can do is just teach real briefly how to do diaphragmatic breathing. It's called deep breathing, tummy breathing. Okay. So really the key is you're going to be breathing in through your nose. So a way to check is take one hand, put it on your chest, take one hand, put it on your tummy. And so you're going to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose to about a count of 4. as you do that, you'll feel your hand on your tummy rise. You'll feel your tummy expand. And then you're going to blow out, slow, long, extended exhale out your mouth to about a count of 6. And what you'll do is you'll feel that hand on your tummy going in. So again, it's a deep breath in through your nose and then out through the mouth. And one more, because I usually do 3 deep breaths with people. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And that long extended exhale. And you'll just feel it just calms the energy, right? Doesn't it feel nice? I love teaching it. I always love ending on that diaphragmatic breathing, the 3 deep breaths. So that's a concrete strategy. If someone is in the moment and feeling overwhelmed, do those 3 deep breaths. That's going to help you start boosting your calm and confidence. So then you can make a game plan and get a strategy for how to move forward through the rest of your day.
Well, I just want to personally thank you for that, Dr. A, because after this, I'm going to go get my kids from the bus stop, and it's always
Nice.
like a crazy transition time. And now I'm going to basically be floating to the bus stop because that instantly helped calm for whatever reason, I feel like it calmed my nervous system.
Yes.
So thank you. And oh my God, like guys, this is just an example of like one of so many amazing tips that Dr. A outlines in her book. So I hope you all will pick it up and join me in supporting her for the launch of the Happy High Achiever out September 24th. Dr. A, I wish you all the best. And I'm just so grateful that you took time to spend time with us today here at Nardi Media. We appreciate you so much and are so honored to be working with you.
Ashley, you are awesome. You and your team are phenomenal. I'm so, so grateful for you and your team and all the help that you've really shared with me and provided on this amazing book journey that I'm on. It's been just incredible. You're really such a talented, so talented, insightful, such an amazing hearted person. You really are. You have such an amazing heart. You're phenomenal. So I'm grateful to know you and get to work with you. You are awesome, truly.
Thank you. And like feelings are so mutual. You're going to the top of my gratitude journal tonight. And I'm just so grateful for you. So thank you and congratulations. Let's do this book launch. And everyone go check out Dr. A today. Join us in celebrating her and her amazing book. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Dr. A, for joining. And we will see everyone soon.
Thank
Have a
you
great
so
afternoon.
much, Ashley. See you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.